the man who runs the Chamber of Commerce, with us right now. Tom, these venues, especially the one yesterday, changed a lot of people's impression of this president, who in this book is deemed to be like out to lunch and unable to focus. What do you think?
What I try and do when we look at the White House, work with them, and therefore the president, is look at what they do, not what so much they say and what people say about them. And when you look at what this administration has done, it's very clear. We got a tax bill in a year, which, by the way, is pretty clearly positive. Even everybody else, a lot of people saying never get done. It drops the rate. It gives you a single tax, not double taxation. There's investment tax relief, total expensing, and we're taking care of the middle class. It's a really very good bill. And the regulatory stuff, as they have cleaned up a lot of them, you know, in the previous 8 years, we put in more regulation than we put in since Hector was a pup. And we're getting rid of a lot of that. And then they're appointing, as the president has just said on TV, they're really filling some of these judicial spots, which we need to provide the business community and the American people benefit under the law. I think these kinds of things are positive and productive. On the other hand, we're challenging them on a lot of the trade stuff, on NAFTA, and we were talking a lot also about Korea, but they seem to be handling that much better now. And then sooner or later, we've got to go back to the Pacific Agreement, because every one of the other 12 countries are going ahead with that agreement, and we're going to be the only ones here still paying all those tariffs. And I think people are going to get a lot smarter about the fundamental reality that 95% of the people we want to sell something to live outside the United States, and we want to sell it to them. Therefore, we need constructive trade agreements. And because I'm saving your voice, let me just say, and the other thing I think is going on very well is what we're doing about China. They're doing the investigations on steel and on all those issues. And what they're looking to do is to maintain a very constructive relationship with a huge country, with a massive population, all kinds of consumers, and a power in the world. And so we have to figure out how to deal aggressively with what's going on that's wrong in trade and investment, where they steal intellectual property, where they take and make companies give them their technology, et cetera, et cetera. But we can maintain a positive relationship with China for all of the global values, drive serious economic growth between us, and lay the law down on how we're going to do it. And we're looking forward to recognizing and respecting them by being tough.
But are you troubled?
Am I troubled?
But what the Chinese are threatening to do, maybe slow down, if not stop their purchase of Treasury securities here, that maybe it's going to get nasty.
Oh, I mean, come on. They want to purchase our Treasury securities because that's the single biggest way to maintain their relationship and their influence.
So you don't believe them? You don't believe that threat?
Well, I don't think they want to start threatening the President of the United States. I don't think they want to start threatening the United States of America. You know, there's a long history, and you read a lot of history. There's a long history of that's not a very good idea. It usually doesn't work well. And I think the Chinese are smart as can be. I think they've got a very clear objective of becoming an economic power far beyond where they are, and they're not going to do it if they don't do business and have a positive relationship with the largest economy in the world.
All right, Tom, good seeing you. Always good. I wish I could talk more, but you were far better.
But did I do a good job of covering it up for your voice?
Well, people wanted to hear you a lot more than they did me, my friend. Thank you very much. Happy New Year, Tom Donohue.
Thanks. I look forward to seeing you.
Same here.
Thank you very much.